Standing next to you. A jacket has been stolen, but on the surface, I try to play it cool. I know I should've let you go. I know I should've let you more. Oh, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know. September makes me think of you. Tears all on my pillow. I see your shadow in this empty room. I know I should've let you go. I know I should've let you more. Oh, I know, I know, I know. I know, I know, I know. Don't give up on me. Oh, I didn't know that. I know, I know, I know.
You have to understand how things are up here.
Hey traders, welcome to episode 776 of the show. You could be doing anything but you're here on a Sunday, a weekly candle close stream. And thank you so much for that. Alright. Thanksgiving weekend is coming to a close. It has now come out that Disney Frozen 2 movie broke all-time highs. That's a record. If you want to know exactly the numbers, it was like so over the the weekend. Okay, Frozen 2 brought in $85.2 million. Okay, we're talking like I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If I had some in the chat, oh my god. Wow, Vax, man, thanks so much, dude.
Is that a joint? Bruh.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, first of the month, so it's like the best day to ever join the Patreon if you want to know more about what I do. But just getting back, thank you, dude. Getting back to the numbers though on that Frozen 2 movie. So again, $85.2 million made in like a 3-day period, or like I guess like 2.5 days. I don't know how they create the metric, but they also have like a 5-day weekend period too. That's also measured. So like just for the weekend, 85.2 million, and then for the 5-day weekend for Thanksgiving, a record of $123.7 million. And so the previous record was in 2013, and that was the Hunger Games Catching Fire, if y'all remember that, and that grossed $74.1 million. So we're talking like $11 million more than that 2013 thriller. All right, so cool stuff. That's why I had it up. I mean, what's wrong with talking about things like that? It's money involved, so figured some people would care. But okay, so with Bitcoin, sorry, man. All right, with Bitcoin above 7,400. 7,400 is pretty important. You know why it's important? Look left. That's all you have to do. Look back to September of 2018. This area we've been talking about. It's you fell below it, you ran straight down to the next available support, and then you rallied. You've been flirting with it. You finally broke it a few days ago, and you fell below it. Now you're trying to creep back above it, and close the weekly above it, which could be stupendous. I mean, that's great news, right? Anytime you do that. So let's look on the weekly real quick. All right, this is the candle being painted right now. It's some sort of harami, I guess. Well, you can see clearly right now what's going on. Trying to break that weekly wick high from 7,400. It's back September 2018. The daily and the weekly were the same about. All right, so that's good. Good. So the weekly is not really telling me much on the oscillators. We do know that we're right around that 61.8% retrace from your lowest point to your highest point. So that's a decent value area, but we know there's better value areas down at lower levels. 4,400 is 88% retrace, and then 5,400 is 78% retrace. But we'd think that that'd be awful to get down there, just because if you look left on the weekly, the lion's share of support is between 6,000 and 5,800. All right, so you're holding on to some right now. Clearly, you can see the price action correlation to the trend lines and the highs. Okay, so you're trying to break back above this area. Could be good. Remember, if you get back above this area, there's always a chance that you could run up to the next one, right? 8,200. So all it is support resistance on the weekly for the most part, dude. So really just going back to that daily, so I mean, like, as a trader, right? We're looking for reasons to take longs, right? Like real strong reasons, not just a reason because we're at a support or that we're oversold. We're looking for that divergence, that impending price action reversal stuff to the downside. And I know, like, talking, oh my God, how does this music just keep getting louder? Like, no matter what I do to the effing decibels, it's just like, nope, F you, Ray. I'll just keep it really quiet, whatever, dude. So, talking to High Desert Garden, and it was like, hey, this could be it, right? I think this is like your major impulse. All right, so after a major impulse, you get like you get a couple small impulses, one the up, one the down in this context, right? And so we're looking, going to the 4 hour, you know this, you've been regularly following, watching. It's like you hit that common retrace level when you hit the bottom here. You know, the divergence and being extremely oversold on the daily is what helped propagate this price higher. And, you know, he's talking about, oh, man, this might be it. It might be over. Well, it's like, I don't know if we can say that. We're still kind of making higher lows than the previous lows. And there's always the chance it could rally again to test 7,800 and then maybe go up to 8,230, right? And then we know looking left on the daily, like 80, what is it, 8,500? Yeah, like the 82 to 8,500 area is the next resistance on the weekly and daily, right? So, just not sure if it's done yet. I don't really see any kind of swing trade opportunity for, like, you know, something majorly like on the daily. Okay. So mysteries abound until we really find our major swing high, which this could have been it. But as you can see, the price action reversing at a higher low. Maybe another rally is in store for this impulse. This wave may not be done. All right. Do you see any divergence on the 4 hour? Not really. Okay. So analysis about the same on Bitcoin. You know, got this 5,800 to 6,000 area painted in red just because that's like after the red, you're dead. Okay. There's like no support below this area. So, you know, of course, it'd be wonderful to never see this area, to never even test it. But it's always possible that we could see that again. And, you know, I mean, if you think about it, positive momentum had just begun on the daily. This is your first day of positive momentum since November 7th. So it's been a while. So this could continue to build and higher prices could sustain for a little while. You know, while this positive Momo island is building, right? Higher prices, higher levels of positive Momo. You know, while it creates something like this or this, before reversing to the downside. Okay, again, and you know, maybe by the time we get down to a double bottom, we'll have nice, really nice Class B bullish divergence. And if it goes lower, you fall below 6,800 for real, there's a good chance you'll see 6,150. I'm talking more like, you know, daily candle closes. We never got that below 6,800. All right, just that intraday price action. So by the time we get down to these levels, whether it's a double bottom or a lower low, you'd be looking for divergence, and that would be giving you confidence to believe there's a more major move on Bitcoin coming to the upside, and that's what you look for if you really care about swing trading for a long. Okay?
Bruh.
Bueller.
Holy crap, man. So, yeah, if you didn't get a chance to see my VeChain doing things video, only about 7 minutes long or something. We just went over it, talked about the, you know, how we could size it up for a trade, maybe. Whether it becomes a harmonic soon, or it runs up to hit that overhead resistance looking left, you know, and there's divergence at that point. That could be a good shorting opportunity. But either way, we talked about multiple scenarios for future trades on VeChain Connect. So check it out if you haven't. That's like the first video I've done in a while. So let's go, man. Okay. Thanks, Trevor H, man. Good to see all y'all. Seriously, happy Sunday. Happy new month candle. Or, yeah, new monthly candle opened yesterday. I guess we can look at that real quick. It's like, meh. All right. This is it, man. The new monthly candle. Less than 1 day old so far. And, you know, last month, the monthly confirmed yesterday. 75.57 or so. Bearish engulfing. We don't give any bearish engulfing candles. Okay, on the monthly. Just doesn't happen often. So, will there be follow-through price action with this bearish engulfing? Or is it not strong enough? Is there too much support on the weekly and daily? Because there's not really any kind of support where you are on the monthly until you get down to this 5,800, 6,000 area. All right, your first, hey, guess what? Your first time since May, we're showing negative momentum. It's been a minute, chat. Big minute. Sweet. So, you know, normally live around this time for the candle close, so that's what I'm going to do. We're just running out the clock. Got about 22 more minutes till that candle close, and we'll be watching it intently, at least by the time it's getting close to time. All right. Drinking Irwin coffee, man. Yeah, Matthew D, I agree, man. It could be glorious. It could end up being a cipher too if the insanity of crypto comes to be, right, where it makes a higher high than its previous high. And still, 786 is still the PCZ, but I think if it had got up to a higher high, then there again might be a shorting opportunity. But yeah, that Moon Boy super hyped up on it. Sorry, man, just scrolling up. Yes, Frozen Connect. Frozen sucks. Yeah, dude, I don't think it matters if it sucks. It's like the hype building up to it manifests into records being broken. Okay. There you go, Skyward. Someone's actually utilizing the amenity that is offered for free to every single person in the live chat. You can change the color of my lights anytime you want. Exclamation mark, and you type in the color, and magic happens, dude. It's wild. Okay. It's the little things. Bama kicker and witness protection. Oh, he's not the first, Matt Karan. He's certainly not the first, and most likely won't be the last. We are cursed with kickers. All right. Awful. But if you don't know, my bet did cover, and so though it sucks, hey, I can't be that mad. All right. Imagine anyone betting on Bama except in a 7+ point teaser lost. All right, we can shift gears to other altcoins, I guess, if you want. We can look at Monero, you know. Just keeping you updated on this one that had its breakout and then it was just false. It did a 23% retrace and could just not go any higher than that, and dumped again to lower lows. The lowest lows of the entire correction. You know, it started back in late June like Bitcoin, and so now it's rallying, but it's in fact not making higher highs. You'll eventually have to break $66 and hold above it. But it is kind of interesting. Maybe on the weekly you'll show bullish divergence. No, I guess not. Not even, man. Look at that big red candle last week. Disgusting. So trying to bounce here. Trying to stay broken out. Monero. Okay. Yeah, dude. Hard to say, right? Like on this one, you know, it's doing the same thing, right? Where it had the big impulse down. It's resetting its oscillators. It's already reset the RSI. It's about to be in... Well, it's pretty much neutral on the MACD, and now we'd be looking for another sell-off to make maybe back test 48.70, maybe come down to double bottom, or maybe make a slightly lower low back testing the channel trend line again. And then that happens, that is when we could see the divergence, and we could, you know, take a trade on this potentially. Okay, Monero. Mr. Sid Vicious, thanks, dude. Yeah. Thank you for watching today. All right. I try to be consistent for y'all. Can we look at Link? Yep, we can look at Link. I'll look at it right now since we're just in random altcoin territory. If I can find it, it's on my watch list. What the heck? Hello? Where did it go, dude? Dude, it's like literally not here anymore. That's so weird. Let me make sure I got... Oh, there it is. My God, dude. Oh, yeah. So here's Link. in log. That's the way we've been looking at Link. It's been extremely effective for us in determining supports, resistances, pivot points where they've happened. It's been brilliant so far on Link. Ever since the downtrend, we really broke out of it. We knew this was over at resistance. We knew if we ever broke 208, there's a good chance you were going to be running up to 275, which you did, and you could just never break above it. There was bearish divergence that was clear, very clear. And you ended up just making a lower high. I mean, it was like a higher high on candle closes, right? The highest high. But, dude, it's just very weak, man. Almost no positive Momo on these slightly higher highs. And Bitcoin dumped, so did Link. And Link went where? As soon as we broke below 275, we went straight back to the next available supports, which is down around $2. We got as low as $2 and like 1 cent or something, okay? And so it does look like there's potential harmonic pattern being painted, with your PCZ being around 183, 78% retrace, but it could go lower, right? 786, hold on, make sure. And then you got like fib extensions you got to think about too, where it's like there's a 1272 there, but then again there's like, you know, we like the 1414 a lot. If it ever hit the 1414, wow, man, that's like starting to get near critical supports again, back from September and October of 2019 of this year. So always that chance too. Hey, look for a reason, right? You're resetting your oscillators, resetting the MACD. Maybe soon, you know, you keep going sideways, keep getting back to neutral, maybe get positive, and then you sell off again to make lower lows than this low. And then at that point, you can say, hey, man, maybe on the lower lows, we're developing bullish divergence at the PCZ of the potential harmonic. And then that is when you can strategize taking a long on Link just for a trade. That's it. That's your Link in log scale. Why did Link tank? Because it was like tired. It looked very weak. It was forming like a rising wedge pattern in log, and it surely, once it broke this neckline or the upsloping support, the demand line, once it broke the demand line, it ran to the next available support. That's it. Broke the upsloping support and the horizontal line support at the same time. Bam. All right. People ask, like, why did something tank? It's like normally because critical supports were broken. That's why things normally tank. You try to hold on to an area, and it just hugs it for a while, and then the market comes to an understanding and realization that there is no demand for this asset, so a demand must be created. And the way demand is created is by sell-offs, right? Distribution. That's it. So I could answer that the same way with anything that tanked. I mean, obviously, times there are catalysts, but you know, often in crypto, it's just TA for the most part, and it following a strong, you know, a macro. Altcoins strongly follow the macro here. Adrian, you ordered your book, first book ever, Casey Stubbs. Oh yeah, that's a good one, man. Well, make sure you understand Fibonacci. Make sure you've seen my static video on Fibonacci on my YouTube channel. And if you really want to understand harmonics, you know, to a greater degree, if you want to understand everything I do to a greater degree, joining the Patreon is the best way to do it. And joining the Patreon today is the absolute best day of the entire month to do it. It's the 1st, and the billing starts on the 1st, right? So you have 30 days until to take advantage of all the amenities of the Patreon, which includes trade setups, it includes stupid amounts of education. I mean, like, it's so educationally rich now. Like, it's crazy. Like, well worth over any amount that it costs to join the Patreon. And then, of course, the Discord exclusivity, where I'm posting charts normally every day, you know, scanning. Like, when I'm doing my scans, I'll be posting a lot of those charts in the Patreon. So that's it, man. Yeah, join the Patreon if you really want to see me come back multiple times a day, or just, you know, once a day, right, to give updates, to make sure you understand what's going on, the context of the market or markets, depending on what people request. It's a great way to do it. All right, supports the team behind me as well. And then, you know, the link for that is just posted, right? Bradford just posted it in the live chat. And thanks for the over 300 people watching right now. If you're enjoying the live stream, the like button, that bell, so thanks. Okay. Something else I was looking at was BAT on another chart, also painting almost, I mean, it's like it would be the same type of pattern as Link right now. Look at this. All right, started with an extremely large pattern. You know that if you, you know, had more data, and we were looking at my other BAT chart, but this is just another one. Okay, all you need to know is the fact that soon BAT will be reaching the deeper retrace levels. You know, 17 cents is a great potential reversal area, you know, since you're looking at XABCD, right, a higher high. So it's 786, that cipher, potential bullish cipher. The reason I don't like this as much maybe as Link is the fact that by the time you even get to 786, you've already retraced beyond 161.8% from B to C. So you won't have the strength of confluence on this potential pattern, which makes it, I think, a little bit weaker. All right, that's it. Probably the Citrus Bowl. Bitcoin trades, probably Citrus Bowl. Just because, right? I mean, Georgia won the East, and they only have one loss, and they'll probably gain 2 losses, losing to LSU in the SEC championship game, and then they will be the ones that go to the New Year's 6 Sugar Bowl, and Ben will be left out of that too, and again we'll go to like the Citrus Bowl. So, but, you know, whatever. I don't even know. It's the who cares bowls, right? Dead season. No one has ever answered you that well and thorough. Thanks so much. Steve Thomas, man, thanks for watching, dude. Good to see you. What's up, Renee? Oh, yeah. Terrible loss for Bama, too, at the same time, right? All right. So that's bad, man. There might be, you know, look for divergence. It's not like I won't be streaming this. When we get to this area, if we ever do, it's not like I won't be live that day talking about it. I go live like almost every single day, dude, right? So, believe me, when it gets there, you'll probably know if you watch the stream every day. If not, get wrecked. Okay. You're probably not looking for things anyway at that point. Okay, so ADA, Cardano, whatever. Remember when it got to this area and it was diverging and it, you know, the downsloping resistance couldn't break it, and then Bitcoin dumped, and it was just everything was self-fulfilling, where it was like, oh, it's so weak, false breakouts, dumped. Right back to the support again. Jeez, just trying to hold on. Now you're making lower highs. You have not broken anything yet. Dang, man. So again, if this was to ever take off, which it really hasn't, Cardano hasn't done crap. Even since hitting the deep value areas, pathetic. It's almost like some sort of right-angled and ascending broadening formation, which is just bearish. So, I mean, breaking below 3.599 pennies, your next target would be 2.751 pennies, and that could easily happen if Bitcoin dumps to 6150, right? All these altcoins just about have critical supports below them, just like Bitcoin. So it's easy to, you know, kind of visualize and do, you know, put the puzzle pieces together on each altcoin, all right? Anticipating if Bitcoin was to make the 6150 area eventually on the lower low, well, then you think that Cardano could see 2.75 cents. Ethereum could see $125. XRP could see 20 cents to 15 cents. Okay, all of them have them. Each and every one. Monero could see lower prices, right? All of them. Okay, all right. So if this was to ever, freaking ever retrace, which, my God, man, at the value areas, doesn't look like there's much demand at the value areas based on the price action so far. So if demand just randomly appeared on ADA, which it hasn't really appeared. Targets for a retrace, common everyday retrace between 6.2 pennies and 7.9 pennies. But I'm not really sold on it. I mean, it's a huge pattern. It's beautiful. But dang, I'll be danged if this thing like hits the support so many times and still just now it can't even make higher highs than its previous scrub high. Clearly, these highs weren't even higher than this high or the high before. See, downtrend still terrible. Don't even try to defend Cardano technically. I mean, we know it's at a deep retrace area and there's value here. I mean, this same type of stuff is the same idea I used on the monthly or weekly for U.S. Steel. U.S. Steel's up like over 30% since the entry at that 886. This is nothing, okay? Yeah, if you want to, definitely join the Discord because guess what, man? YouTube is not going to notify you when I go live or when I create a video. Like they might, and they do sometimes, right? Like probably half the time or less. But if I go live at a random time that you don't know about, you don't even think to check, you'll miss the live stream. You'll be like, dang, dude, Ray went live because Bitcoin was dumping or pumping, and I didn't even see it. Crap. You can, completely get rid of that issue if you just join the Discord, where we have nearly 5,000 members in it anyway. Level 3 Discord. We're awesome. Okay. What's up, Fermi? Happy holidays. Yep, right back at you. Trying to be festive in the spirit of things, but that is, man. Pod stocks.
Bruh.
Pod stocks tip $25. Hey man, I'm trying to average Indoxly and Organigram, just cause I believe in the segment and it's cheapish. Anyway, brah, enlighten a brother with that TA.
Yeah, hey dude, pot stocks, thanks for the 25. Well, something about weed is it went through, you know how like Bitcoin pumped in 2017, had its great FOMO and then crashed and corrected for like a year. Well, guess what? Marijuana did that this year. Marijuana went through what crypto went through, its correction, 2018. Pot was 2019. And, the year of 2018 was the year of the pot. It was like that. And so now, pot stocks, a lot of them have hit deep retrace, lower risk, higher value areas, like 88% retraces and stuff. You just looking at CGC on that to know. But you asked more specifically, and thank you again, dude, for the 20 freaking 5. Unreal, man. Type in the chat for pot stocks.
Is that a joint?
Oxley. OTC. Oof. Well, this one's like, like an altcoin, right? On the weed market, it's probably like just a penny stock. Definitely penny stock, OTC. I guess we can look at it on the big screen. Or not big screen, we'll just look at it on this one. OTC, man, this is a different world. I don't really dig OTCs. I like, think about it. This has 301,000 volume, which is not enough for my liking for taking a position, right? Because there just may not be enough liquidity to fill your orders. If you have a limit buy or limit sell set up, stop loss, some of those, you're more prevalent to those orders not getting filled when your liquidity is less than, or I guess when your volume is less than 1 million on the daily volume, right? So I do see that there might be a potential harmonic X, A, B, C, D. This would be some sort of butterfly that you are near the PCZ or you're at the PCZ. Butterflies. Now let me see. I don't know if this was deep enough. Maybe not. Oh my God, it was deep enough. Like that's definitely the territory you want to be at. Okay, sweet. The eye test, man. Let's go. Study those harmonics. Be a king. All right. So 1618. You're at it, man. That's that's the end of it too. Like it shouldn't be going any lower, really. You know, and it's kind of unfortunate. You hit it a couple times and you just really aren't getting anywhere. Make sure. Let me try to get this, dude. You have to like scale. If you want to move, make sure these are accurate, like exactly. You gotta like scale in. It's weird. Still sometimes is scrubby. See, I don't want it. I want 618. There it was. There it is. Okay. Here's your 618. So you got to think now. It's like, okay. It's pretty, I think, simple. I don't care about this wig, man. Okay. If you're gonna play this, I mean, this is the area. That's exactly where we'll take the long, right? I think it's strategic. It is close enough. It's appropriate enough to look at this area, 46.8 cents, as a good stop loss area. Look, there's a candle low close down here that you touched. Okay, and so let's just use our Fibonacci. Go from the high point of the structure to the low point. Right, the low point has to be down here, right there, so the wick was. So that's the case. It's so great, you know, on this one that you don't even have to be crazy, right? You can have a decently tight stop, right? Whatever you need, 45.59 pennies. 382 would yield you 3.8 to 1 reward to risk here. CBWTF. WTF, man. Cannabis, what the F? 382 could be a 3.8% reward to risk. How funny is that? Ironic. Give me a sec. Okay, I can't really get it to do what I want. There we go. So look, man, you could do the layer out, the golden zone layer out, where you go 382, 50%, 618. Right? Depends on how patient you are. You could do 382 in reverse and be screwed, right? But the cannabis macro has gone through a correction, and with all the new legislation getting put on the table, there is starting to become a much stronger possibility that weed will become federally decriminalized, and that could be an extremely groundbreaking development, an event in the cannabis world, and that would be incredible for any asset that is marijuana. Make sure it's not like make sure it's not a true stoner out there just growing a couple plants. Do your little research on the fundamentals, I guess, if you can. But technically, right here, the world might be your oyster. I don't like the low liquidity, 301,000 volume. I don't like that. But everything else I do kind of like, all right? That makes sense, dude? You get stopped out, who cares, right? Cost of doing business. Welcome to trading where you have overhead. Think of your stop loss getting triggered as overhead, right? Restaurant owner has to pay his employees, has to pay for the food. Think about you getting stopped out as paying for the food. You're paying this much to see if this will play out. Taking a chance, man. You're a gambler. You're a rounder. We cool? Yes, Drew Martin. CGC. I guess we can put CBWTF on the list just to monitor it, to keep our eye on it, since it was like it's now been featured on the stream. So let's go back and look at this and did the butterfly play out? Always curious if these beautiful patterns could play out, right? It's there. So then you go to CGC, which is right here, man. It's a major one. It's a big one. Okay, right at its area. Okay, this is a bullish Gartley that hit a 1414 fib extension from B to C, and that was near the 786 from X to A. Right, it reversed at the PCZ, the PRZ. ASG got in. He took profit already. I guess the scalping stuff. But if this major pattern, that started its development in May of 2017, yeah, not a joke. That's a long time, man. That's before the great FOMO of 2017 for crypto, dude. If this pattern if, you know, the waves are done, if C to D's wave is done, which the fib extension and the fib node are telling us it should be close to being done, and the next waves to begin, you could see much higher prices, and that goes all the way up to $31 to $41.75. CGC, Cannabis Growth Corporation. Hype in the chat. Hype in the chat! Very good. Yeah, why would I be banned, dude? Like, I'm like probably the last person that should be banned on YouTube. Okay. Banning me is like a crime against humanity, and it's like, oh yeah, let's just ban someone trying to teach people things and help people, literally, like clear evidence of that, you know. So no, I won't be banned. Everyone gets banned on YouTube. I mean, videos get taken down. People get copyright strikes, but banned is a completely different thing. Dead chat? Yeah, maybe. What's up, Tony? Thanks for joining the Tony, guys. Tony. Get it, like your foot, your knee, but it's like Tony the guy. Very funny name in Discord. Okay. So I guess we can just move on. Let's go to Litecoin, because we skipped over that one beginning of the stream. You know, like looking at this one, log, it's been freaking perfect. It definitely doesn't look like it's ready to just blast off to the upside, does it? No, it definitely looks like it's impulse down, you know, upsloping consolidation, really weak, and you have not broken above that 47.51 area, you know. Look left, extremely important. October 2018, September 2018, and you got like March 2019 a little bit. Right, all these areas, that's where you are. You're not above it really, and you haven't really clearly shown that you're gonna get above it. So breaking above that could be very good for Litecoin. You know, think about Bitcoin. If Bitcoin was to rally up to 8,500 or so, did that 50% retrace? I think, right? Is that it? No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. That's different Fibonacci I got on my other screen. If you were to rally up to the 50% retrace, whatever it is on Bitcoin, you know, if the impulse B2C was still going on, you could eventually see $53. But then again, if Bitcoin goes down to 6150, you could imagine Litecoin seeing like $40 or lower, $35, $36, right? Supports. You know, once you fell below this very critical support, and now you're climbing and you're back testing it really as a resistance again. Not really what you're looking for if you're bullish. You know, this is great if you're bear. Like if you flip this chart over, the price action is great, dude. It's like, look at that huge bear pull. Look at the flagging, the nice consolidation, right? At a critical support, look, you like kind of broke this. You broke the resistance. Now you're kind of back testing it as support. Bullish consolidation. Man, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Kappa. Not really that great, dude. I don't know. Still correcting. It's retraced 78% from its lowest low back in December 2018. Crazy. You heard YouTube gets 1 billion hours uploaded each day. Probably. They are in a spot themselves on how to deal with success. Salt Timber, they've made up their mind on what they want to do. They've made it very clear with their actions and their new TOS what direction they are going. They understand the power they have. Cable companies all understand it, and for a long time now, cable companies have been getting in bed with YouTube. The YouTube execs, all that, and now Google, really YouTube, it just is now like, okay, we understand what kind of influence and power we've given a bunch of individuals, and we don't want that to really be as prevalent anymore. We don't want that to occur. We don't want someone, who's less than wholesome to gain influence on our platform. So they're now pushing people away, right? They're demonetizing, deplatforming people, right? They've made the rhetoric in the new TOS very vague and general, so it's very easy to throw many different people into the category so they can deplatform people they don't like. Okay, so welcome to 2019. Really, welcome to the new 2020 incoming. All right. Bitcoin Golden Cross. Well, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, people just looking for, you know, reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin, which I don't think there's anything wrong with what Bitcoin's doing right now. You know, like, it's correcting. And I think eventually, no matter where the bottom is on Bitcoin of this correction, I think, you know, going out on a limb here, I think that Bitcoin will eventually make a higher major swing low than the 3150 major swing low. I think that will happen eventually, and we will get some sort of a very major impulse to the upside, whether it's only a common retrace from that nearly 14,000 level, or maybe, you know, maybe even higher. But I think eventually we'll get an extremely large reversal to the upside. The hippie train, oh my God, let's go! Dude, the hippie trail, thanks so much for joining the freaking Patreon.
Was that a join? Bruh.
Very grateful for that. Welcome to the team, and looking forward to seeing the Discord, and just give me some feedback and let me know when you start watching all those educational videos, you know, how it goes for you, if you're getting value out of it. Thank you, Hippie Trail. Much love. It is, again, the best day of the month to join the Patreon, the first, so you can't really be mad at me for advocating for my Patreon when all the Patreon is like, yeah, it may cost money, but the amenities involved cost way more than the actual amount to join it. All right, thank y'all, seriously. FYX and the Hippie Trail, both of y'all joined the Patreon today. Also, someone else joined too, like last night, really late or really early. No, it was today. Nick P, thank you so much for joining the Patreon earlier today. You're amazing, dude. John, yeah, maybe. Play your cards right. Oh my God. Oh, nice. This thing had a definite breakout. A big, major breakout. Momo shift. It had been a downtrend for a long time. Look at that. Non-stop since October. Non-stop. Clovis Oncology. Let's go to the weekly so we can really size it up. Look here and listen. I guess that's it. Okay. So look how we had a support, right, from the beginning, an area, and now we're back above it. Wonderful. And so what you could see happen is eventually when this begins to sell off again, you really never want to fall below $11.55 again on Clovis, dude. That's like the major thing, if you care at all about the technicals, that you can just clearly see zoomed down. This is November of 2011. All right, so that's great that you broke above it, but you understand what you have to do if you really want this trend to reverse. You're gonna have to break 33 bucks. All right, you can clearly see the $33 area, very important on this chart. All right, after that, there's not much left until you start getting up around $82, $83. Nuts. So good news, right? On an asset that had been range bound at least its entire lifespan until July of this year, when everything went bad. We're talking about biotech. So biotech, man, FDA approval or not, if it doesn't get approved, this is what can happen to the asset. That very well could be the catalyst for this bearish breakout of a range. It's the entire life of the asset. So again, if it continues running, that's great. Trying to take a long here would be stupid, just based on the fact that how is there any value after, for the past 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you've done nothing but go straight up, right? You went from $3.08 late October to now to $15. I mean, this thing has increased in value too much. 400% increase in value since late October. So pretty much a month ago. I mean, right? 4 or 5 weeks ago, you've increased 400%. So that's better than crypto, right? Crypto gains haven't been like that since 2017, so don't even talk about it, dude. Okay. So what you would expect or want to see, all right, is how will we respond to this critical support horizontal line area when it comes to backtest it, which it probably will. I mean, think about on the daily, it's probably so overbought. My God, all-time highs on overbought, of course, right? Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, it's close, man. There's only one time in the history of this asset since 2011 it's gone higher, and that was in March of 2013. Whatever, dude. Yeah, it hit 90. Currently, it's at 88. Okay. So stupid overbought, and you don't stay overbought very long when it's like this. Okay. So again, when the pullback begins, you have to ask, will 1150 hold? Okay, if it can long enough, you got a real chance, man. You got a real chance for this is a spring. We could back test the spring, and then right top of the range, way up here, dude. 96 to 117, beautiful. There's your CLVS. Hope that helps. Somebody. My God. Can't find it. Oh yeah, John Lewis, that was for you, man. Okay. Okay. So, great, man. Great. I guess we can add this to the list. It's got 33 million volume. See, that's what you're looking for with liquidity. It's great. Just speculative market. Okay. Let's see here. So let's look at Tesla again. Why not, man? Right. Continuing to keep you updated on this one since the unveiling of the, you know, the Cybertruck, right? This thing, dude. Brr, brr. Just kidding. Sorry. OBS freaking out. Sorry. So with this, man, looking at the daily, like we had been, patrons, Jeff and others, we knew an 88% retrace is deep anyway. You don't have to have Harmony to know that, right? And you have an 88% retrace with bearish divergence on the RSI. So that right there is enough to lead you to believe that there might be a decent probability that a sell-off would occur. Well, it just so happens when all this stuff was happening, Tesla unveiled a Cybertruck. The market obviously didn't really like it that much based on the gap down and the price action after it, right? So, you know, of course, this could just rally back up and fill the gap at 355, you know, just wow the entire shorts market. You know, this has been a short graveyard, notorious for being a short graveyard. Sorry, this is log. My bad. There we go. So, again, if this is really the end of the wave from C to D, truly, then I think you would see in time low to high, probably at least 292. All right, it does seem possible. We still haven't. Have we filled that gap at 326 yet? We talked about kind of. Not really, though. If you're being technical, it doesn't look like it. You're off by like a couple bucks. So that gap fill is yet to be seen yet. But again, if you're talking about Fibonacci, just the common retrace level is down at $292.86. Gavin Thomas, man, I'm in the chat. Let's go.
Look here! Look, listen!
Is that a joint? Bruh.
Dude, oh my God. Oh, thank you, dude. Hold on. Let me, Gavin, man, thank you, dude. Let me get some set up. Oh, did I fix that yet? Yes, I did. Ooh, my music stopped. Sorry. I think we're good now. Yeah, thanks for the 363 watching. What's up, Brookolinos? Yeah, weekly close is upon us in 3 minutes. About to do the local on the 8s. Hype for that. You thought the Cybertruck was supposed to sound like a cyclone? Wayne Batson, what does that mean, dude? I don't get it. I thought it was supposed to be them Duke boys at it again. Oh yeah? G the Maggot, that's you? Thank you, dude. Really appreciate it, Maggot Man, for the the pledge to the Patreon, man. Showing your support for what I do every day, coming live to give you updates and real-time price action coverage. So I know this all looks very easy, but it's not. I spend an absorbent amount of time working while I'm not streaming. So really appreciate it, dude. And now it's time for logo on the 8s. Oh my god, man. Let's go to Bitcoin, Tesla. If this wave's done, lower prices expected, at least 319 for the shallowest retrace, right? All right, Bitcoin. Weekly candle closing, T-minus less than a minute. Very good. So still above 7,400, which is extremely important. Critical area. All right, 7,400. So important. Look no further than 2018, September 2018. You're right at it, man. Try and hold above it. Stay above it. You always know that there's a chance that, hey, if you hold this, right, it's even back from April 2018. Look at the wick from March 2018. Look at the candle high close area from November 2017. Yes, certainly. Big area. Holding above this. You have to know that if you can hold above this long enough, there's a chance we can see 7,777 again. That's exactly what we hit
Will
before.
that retrace after spike today or keep going up? Thanks.
Is that a joint?
What's up, Ish, man? Thanks for the 420 contribution. Well, if you were able to see the static video, made it pretty clear that there's always a possibility this thing could continue rallying to the upside. It's on its attempted rally, what we know about, right? Your weekly candle has now officially closed. Let's do Jesus Chumps for that. Hype in the chat! Let's go. We'll get to that, okay? That answer. Did it, man. All right, we closed the weekly and the daily above a critical support resistance area, okay? That's great. Now let's go to the weekly and look at what candle was confirmed painted. All right, just bullish harami, if you want to call it that, right? Just held on to support twice, 2 weeks in a row now. Still lots of negative momentum. I'm sitting at 43, just neutral, barely above bearish, okay? So again, man, it's like if you hold above this, that's a good sign. 2 weeks in a row, wow, great. Right, you just know, like, if you break below this, 6150 is the next target. But we never did that, did we? Never on the daily nor the weekly did we close below 6800, and that's a good thing for now. But could just, time could just be absorption, like seller absorption could be going on. 7,420.
Is that a joint?
Right now, great. So again, holding above that area, well, holding above, 7,400 again on the weekly. There's no real resistance until like 8,200. But again, where we've gone up on the wick was we ran up to that daily resistance, which again was that right here, 77.77. Anyone remember this? Everyone like talking about it too. It's right here and here. But if you can ever break 77.77, there's no real resistance till up at like 8,200 or so. All right. So, end of the day, it's like, is this wave done yet? B to C, X to A. Now we're looking B to C. I think that there's always a chance B to C is not done, and we could run up to more moderate retrace levels, right? We've only hit a 38% retrace and no higher. We have not hit the measure move of this inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. Not yet. That measure move puts you at 8,157. You can see it, right? The body of the pattern up here hasn't hit. right? 50% retrace, haven't hit it. Just the 382, you reversed, but it hasn't been that bad so far, okay? Okay, man, if you pivot, you could get another run. And that's it. But if not, if this is it, if this was truly the highest high, that means, meh, you know, you had made a moderate retrace, and it's just going to make a lower high and then break below 7,400, a weekly and daily critical support, and then fall right back down to 6,800 again. That's probably what would happen if you don't hold this area, okay? Wow, that's it, man. Not much has changed. The analysis is all the same, isn't it? Sorry, man, I don't like make up different analysis just because it's another stream, new stream. Yeah, if you're a new patron, make sure you connect your Patreon in Discord accounts. Yep, to get exclusive Patreon access in the Discord. Exactly, dude. Make sure of that. I think a lot of people that are patrons do not take advantage of the amenity of the Discord exclusivity. And it's quite disappointing because, man, I post stupid amounts of charts all day, like every day. Like at some point, I'm posting a bunch of charts for people that are patrons to see. And man, it's like, you know how many are online right now? We've got like I think 110 plus. We've got 18 patrons on Discord right now. This says online. That's not cutting it, man. That means clearly not enough patrons are taking advantage of some really good stuff. Okay. Wow, you paid $5,000 to him, $1,800 to him, so I'm a bargain. Well, you let me know if there's value in what I do. Okay, that's a lot of money. I guess it. I don't know, man. That seems like a lot, dude. A stupid amount. The freaking webcam is bugging out again, just randomly for no reason. I love it, dude. Gotta love it. Interesting. It might be time to adjust now, though. So futures going on right now, right? 7,480. You know what's happened is we had that fake out, just like you did on Bitcoin, the way it was plotted here, and so it might be time to make an adjustment. It might be time to just anchor the way we have it on spot price with bottom anchor points instead of top ones, right? Just not really working. But that's okay. So if we were to do that, we could just give it, you know, the same look. There it is. All the touches right there. Go up. There you go, man. So that is Bitcoin futures, clearly in a downtrend still. If you look left, hey, you are above the same level spot price, right? That critical support, 7,400. Like you fell below it. What'd you do? You hit the next available supports and you bounced. You bounced and you broke back above critical areas. And hopefully you can stay above that long enough to pivot to rally again. Continue to further reset your oscillators to where eventually we go up one more fib node or something, and then we sell off to lower lows or a double bottom. And then that is when there might be reason to believe there's impending price action versus the upside, right? To take a long. Okay, so you get it, right? Every one of these is important, and every time we're hitting one of these, we're getting rallies to the upside or downside, or, you know, breaking down. So, oh, sorry about the Christmas lights, my bad, dude. Let's see what I can do here. Low quad screen. I got this, man. Where is it? Good gods. Really far down there. There we go. I was going to leave the Christmas tree down there. It's good. Christmas tree will get larger every day until Christmas. It's December 1st, so it's a little miniature Christmas tree. You get it, man? Baby Christmas tree. Hype. Let's see. Bitcoin CME futures. There it is, dude. Can I look at more XRP charts, dude, or something? I mean, I can look at XRP chart. Yeah, sure. Why not, man? It's really not that great. At all. You know, like, you had the scuffed idea that really isn't good, man. I mean, like, how do you even do this, right? XRP with a wick like that? Again, man, like, just think about it. How XRP has underperformed so bad in crypto. Like, it's been so terrible. It's a really bad performing asset for the year of 2019. It's terrible. All right, just think about, I talked about this last night, right? Guess what? December of 2018, the bottom for Bitcoin, 3150 on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin went up to nearly 14,000. Okay, and Bitcoin is currently sitting at 7,400, right? Talking like a year later, XRP is not making higher lows. It's not higher than it was, like Bitcoin is. XRP is much lower. Like, how much lower, dude? Talking like 20%. If you held XRP from the bottom of last year to now, you're down 20% on your position. I mean, you can't tell me that's good performing. That's terrible, dude. Okay, it's very, very bad. Think about the stock market, all-time highs, equities market, killing it. Bitcoin, you know, it's like double what it was this time last year. Right, no excuse. It's terrible, terrible performer. But please, tell me more about the partnerships that Ripple has. Tell me more. How much money is that making us? It's not making us anything, dude. It's actually losing us 20% in a year. Yesterday, another 1 billion XRPs were printed on escrow. Wow. That's great, dude. Yeah, XRP is a big ol'. Esoteric Harmonic, Popo Fox. Well, we've looked at the harmonics before. I'm just looking at futures because I don't think it matters really, because everything's kind of the same. But this is the gist of the idea. Here's your harmonic idea, right? It's like 50% retrace, rally, and then you're looking 88% retrace, dude. It's like a bat. Talking like $4,400, $4,500. I mean, you know, a couple months ago, we were all joking, oh man, you know, don't be too freaked out, just doing this, don't kill me. But you're like, no way, man, no way. Now it's like, hey, you're getting closer and closer to it, right? You're closer to the PCZ, it looks like, of the potential huge bat than you are 52-week highs back from June 26th, right? Wow. They don't print more XRP. Is that true, man? Well, we know there are echo chambers for assets that vastly underperform, yet continuously do things. But one thing that these things don't do is make you money as an investment. 1 billion XRP unlocked from escrow. 777 athletic. We are screwed, right? You know, I mean, like, people keep talking about Bitcoin going to all-time highs by the end of the year. That seems so crazy to even think about now, right? I mean, dude, we're at 7,400. Yes, I do think eventually we'll make a major swing low of this entire correction that is higher than the 31.50, 33.43 lows. Okay, I think that will happen. I just don't know when, but normally when it does happen, we see bullish divergence, right, on significant time scales. We just don't have it yet. Okay, and we're waiting patiently. And while we wait patiently, we look at many other assets across different markets. Okay, to the trader, to the analyst, Bitcoin is one thing. It's one asset. Just like Aurora Cannabis, one asset. Just like Tesla, one thing. Though it can be very special, fundamentally, technically it's one thing. Well, yeah, XRP's pumping. It's up 0.63%. How can you even say that's pumping? That's like in crypto, a pump is like 10-15%. Stock market, a pump is like 2 to 5%. So in a market where a pump is like 10%, 0.63% is literally nothing. Okay, yeah, 1-for-1-4 fib extension, right? Yeah, that's like kind of where it reversed. You know, forget the wick, but you look at the candles in the area of the 1-for-1-4s where the rally has begun, but it's trash right now. It's very, very blah. Hasn't done anything yet. Hasn't taken off. As long as you look at it like a security, you'll be disappointed that partnerships don't provide security performance. Yet they are, right? The entire echo chamber, XRP echo chamber, does think that there's hopium, right? They're smoking hopium. They're like hopium addicts. Like, oh, you just wait, man. Just wait. I mean, like, you gonna say that when you're like almost dead after many years and it hasn't appreciated $1 billion? Right? You say, just wait, man. It's coming. It's coming. You'll see. But I mean, you know, with all that being said, with XRP, you know, you were at your lowest levels since December of 2017, man. So yeah, maybe there's value, right? All the great FOMO gains completely wiped out. But you just got to be a little suspect until we get back above 25 cents, until we get back above 28, 29 cents. All right. They release every month and put it back and put in their quarterly report. It's a crap return on investment, short term. If trading, yeah, can't argue. No, we're talking now 1 year performance is terrible, right? 1 year performance now is awful and like underperformed. And that's all I'm saying about XRP is in a year, it's done terrible. And people take it more personal than that for some reason. Not you, but I'm just saying some people do. People be like, Mitch, you said you were speaking the truth about XRP on its performance for the year, where it's lost 20% of its value in 52 weeks, where Bitcoin has over doubled. You hate XRP. It's like, no, I don't care about XRP. Like, it's just another asset to me. But other people that are emotionally invested in an asset that I'm talking crap about will look at it in a different light. I mean, like Common Man Crypto, that's where my red stuff is, right? The red line for Bitcoin. I mean, that's red is dead. Below red is almost dead, dude. Though we know there are lower risk areas. I mean, 5,800. You don't really want to see Bitcoin falling below that. Technical damage involved with really breaking below that could be very bad, man. There's just nothing really below you. Like the room to run to the downside is extremely high. You know, 5,000, you can't even say that's much of a support because we capitulated through it last time. I mean, there was literal capitulation where you disregarded any type of support at an area. You just ran through it like nothing. Hot knife through butter, 5K. So again, extremely important to hold above this if we ever do get back down to it, which there's always a possibility, right? No impending price action reversal to the upside yet on Bitcoin. We're waiting for that patiently. Some people have fallen in love with Stranger Things before. Yeah, I guess. Stranger than XRP. Sure. Who knows when it's going to pump? I mean, yeah, sure. But, like, who knows when to dump it after it pumps, right? I mean, people smoke so much of the hopium on the lower lows for 52 weeks that you get a pump, a few cents. It's still a lower high and a lower low. and then it makes the lower high, and then people smoking the hopium don't sell, and then it goes to lower lows, and it continues doing that until it doesn't, of course. I'm saying, if you have that mentality, it's like, okay, so that's XRP. Well, there's also Bitcoin too, where that hodl, that's where the hodl meme came from. That people have been holding Bitcoin far longer than XRP. So again, yeah, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us do that. We have separate portfolios, right? We have our long-term position, deathbed, speculation, gamble on Bitcoin, and then we have trading, accounts, like where we have money that is allotted to trade. So we have money that's allotted to long-term positions. Sure. Oh wow, 9 likes away from 200. Are you kidding? Really? Chat? Can't believe you've done this. Y'all are amazing. Wow. And thanks to the 350 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, build that sub. It's December 1st. New monthly candle opened yesterday. New weekly candles open today. So a lot going on when we're talking about time. And we do see all the time the monthly candle closes can usher in entire new short-term trends, right? Like a month closes, that's the candle you got, a new monthly candle opens, and we have this whole month of up, and then a new month, that candle closes, and then we shift everything again to a new month, and then we like sell off, right? So it is significant, the end of months, monthly candles, okay? Have I looked at EA today? No, I looked at it, I think, last night, yesterday, maybe even Friday. But EA is just doing its thing, man. It broke out, and just patiently waiting. Up like 7% since entry. Not too bad, not too shabby so far. So stop loss moved up from where it was. Just move it up to the entry. So if this thing fails miserably, you get stopped out and lose absolutely nothing. Sergio. Okay. Well, if you were participating in the trade when I got in, when patrons got in, I do believe this is a Patreon trade setup. Okay, that if it's to play out completely, 100% of its measured move, much further to go, with a gap fill way up at 128.68, another potential target. Do you think 121 could also be one area to take profit to? So there's your EA. Beautiful. No one believed it, man. Everyone's like, this is crazy, man. That's crazy. And thanks for the 200 likes. Holy crap, y'all did it, man. Really, really appreciate that. Oh. Hey, Tom Jones, man. What's up, dude? Animated emoji. It's not bad. Bradford, are you able to get him waving his hands and stuff with the candles? Like the same GIF, but the candles doing exactly what they're doing? That's cool, dude. Yeah, shout out to Bradford for helping, really creating all the new emojis for the level 3 Discord. It's a lot of work. And thanks for the new members joining the Discord. Dudalicious, Dirty Sanchez, Delago, welcome. Yeah, welcome all y'all. Nearly 5,000 members strong, man. We going, dude. Oh yeah, VeChain, forgot. We gotta talk about that. Someone contributed. Oops, sorry. How's VeChain doing? Since the new daily and weekly candle, nothing. Not really done anything. But again, man, you're looking for a reversal around 786 or 886. This is as high as you can go. Criteria for a potential bullish Gartley. I don't know, man. I don't really care what gets painted. Like you get up to the 886. At that point, we could be showing positive Momo finally, but then divergence could be happening on the 4-hour. Don't know if it's happened yet. Yeah, nothing yet. 4-hour looks fine, right? This could always come back to back test 6,000, or sorry, that's 66% of 1 penny, right? So that's definite back test before running again, always possible, but you're not even overbought on the 4-hour. Let's go, dude. So anyway, what was the TTS? Someone said something wrong. So Bitcoin's right back below that 7,400 for now, 73.79. Will the VET retrace after a spike today or keep going up? There's always the possibility. We just talked about the retrace where it could go right back down to that 66% of 1 penny. Yet, since it's not overbought on the daily and really not even overbought on the 4 hour, could continue to climb to at least 76% of 1 penny. And then there's always the offshoot chance you could see 113% retrace. That's would yield you up at like 85% of 1 penny. And then the reversal could be occurring anywhere, right, in this area. We're not so concerned about it if we're talking about trading harmonics, right? We're waiting patiently for, again, a major sell-off after the attempted rally either fails or just barely does anything, right? This is what we're looking for the long. This, you know, if you don't even know what you're looking at, it's like, it means this, right? Big move to the upside. That's what you're looking for down here. Okay, so we're waiting for that, and we're just monitoring it closely because we're able to identify how harmonics develop. We know about the impulse up, the big sell-off, and then the attempted rally. The attempted rally normally is always B to C, and then you reverse to the downside, make a slightly higher low than the beginning of the pattern. All right. Well, what's the point of looking at the TVIX or the VIX, man? It's a day trader's tool that hedges against volatility intraday, man. It's not really anything to look at on a chart. It doesn't really do technical analysis, man. Yeah, dude, no. VIX is not something to look at, man. Sergio, you took profits on EA calls already, over 100% on options. Boom, there you go. You're going to re-enter tomorrow. Be careful just with the macro, man. Macro is unreal right now, isn't it? Macro is going insane. Talking about the SPX itself, we could look at the futures chart too in a moment, but here it is, right? You broke out the upsloping resistance, right? You're nearing a 1618 fib extension from your high from July 2019 all the way to your low of August 2019. You're near that gold mean ratio, 31.58. So a lot of times you can get false breakouts. So you got to be monitoring, like, hey man, how are we responding to this upsloping resistance support? I filled a gap on Friday, and there are more gaps below you. 31.12 is a gap, or really it's like 31.11 is a gap that needs to be filled. The divergence is continuing to mature, right? It's even stronger than it was before this whole way up, man. So you're think about it. The divergence is at its strongest form probably right now near a golden mean ratio. Coinciding those variables together leads you to believe there's a very decent chance that the S&P 500 could reverse a little bit more majorly, right? This wave might almost be done. We might be done with the wave with the divergence, okay? And where we are with Fibonacci. That's it. What's up, James? Iannucci. You should meet Matt Antonucci. Y'all probably from the same place in Italy from long ago in the old country. Okay, man. Well, been live for like 1 hour and 24 minutes. Covered a lot, I guess. You know, tried to stay engaging with y'all as much as y'all wanted me to. You know, without volatility, there's not much hype in the chat ever. So we just gotta deal with that. And, you know, that's it, dude. Okay, so remember the S&P, remember the words I've spoken to you about this extremely strong bearish divergence on a daily time scale on the heart and soul of the stock market, where we are, could be ready to break back into this wedge. Okay, lots of downside potential if that's the case, right? Cedor's not really insane, but it is testament to the quotation, right? The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. The fact that you're saying it's absolutely insane means you are losing your solvency, aren't you, Roosevelt? You live in Australia, but okay. Iannucci. Nucci, though, that surname definitely is some sort of Italian. And you know, guess what? Matt Antonucci doesn't live in Australia, nor does he live in Italy. Okay, but he did tell the story about how his family is from Italy. So Nucci. Don't be offended, dude. Don't say rude. Like, how am I being rude? Really, dude? I guess I could just never talk to you again if I see you in live chat. I mean, like, that'd be rude. I don't want to do that. It's just weird, dude. I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to talk about people's names anymore. Okay. So, really want to say thanks so freaking much. Didn't show up here. All right. Thank you to the Hippie Trail, Gavin, Logan, N, Nick P, FYX. Thank you all for joining the Patreon today. Really, really appreciate it. It's the first day of the month. So it is the best day to join the Patreon. If you want to know what I'm looking at, you want to be able to identify bearish divergence by yourself, patterns by yourself, Fibonacci, all that, joining the Patreon is one of the best ways to do it. Okay? It's like an installment package to this live stream. Okay, you'll be able to better follow what I'm talking about on every asset I analyze if you join the Patreon and invest in yourself by watching all the videos. Okay, there's trade setups in there too to see it applied. Shows you how you can apply it. All right. So I'll be back sometime later. Don't know when. Dead market, man. Very little demand for what I do with live price action coverage. So just keep working on yourself, investing in yourself, keep scanning those charts. Until next time, respect the TA. Oh, also, if you're still listening and you're a graphic designer, like you know how to like do graphics and you're good at it and stuff, PM me in the Discord. Definitely need some help. Okay, services. Thanks so much. Kings.
Into the mask. I have a robot vagina.
That boy is good.
Adios, turd nuggets.